Hey everyone, welcome to the Marin Bikes YouTube channel. We're here in California and I'm joined by my Marin teammate Juliet Elliott, and today we're going to be running you through a bit of a beginner's guide of how to get your start in bikepacking. To get things started, what is bikepacking to you? What's your definition of bikepacking?
I think it tends to refer to any kind of cycle trip where you camp out at night, and bikepacking slightly differs from cycle touring because it tends to be more off-road focused, but there's a bit of crossover between cycle touring and bikepacking. And bikepacking, you tend to have your bike bags attached to the bike on the handlebars, on the frame or on the seat pack. Cycle touring, you often have a rack with panniers, but there's a lot of crossover between the two, so yeah, I wouldn't sweat it too much.
Looking at your pretty blinged out bike, can you tell us a little bit about what model it is and what you've done to it to get it ready for bikepacking?
Yeah, well, this is my, not just a bikepacking bike, I use this for just everything. I love this bike. So it's the Marin Headlands, and I have slightly upgraded it with a few extra bits, such as these pretty nice envy wheels with colour matched Chris King hubs. I've got a few wolf tooth bits of bling on there. If I was bikepacking, I would have probably a big saddle bag at least and a much bigger bar bag. I've just got this set up for, well, pottering about town actually today. I'm going to go into town, yeah. Got this loud fork which has got some suspension, but honestly you can go bikepacking on any kind of bike. You don't need a bike like this. Any bike will do. You
don't need to have a dedicated bikepacking bike to get your first taste of bikepacking,
No, not at all. I mean, you can go bikepacking on any bike, any working bike, using any gear that you can get your hands on. There are no rules with it really, so don't let lack of equipment or even lack of experience put you off. You just got to get out there and give it a go. And camping is free, so yeah, it's pretty good.
So to take this Marin Pine Mountain, which has been designed and built with bikepacking in mind, what would be the first steps for someone like myself who is a complete beginner in bikepacking to making this bike a little bit more suitable for a trip?
Well, first of all, you need to kind of experiment with bags really and figure out where things are going to fit. If you ride a small frame, then you might find you haven't got that much space here to put your saddle bag because it'll buzz on the rear tyre, or you might not have much frame space. So the best thing to do is just experiment with different setups, different bags, try your friends' bags out. My mate Laura, she just gets a dry bag and puts her sleeping bag in there, and then she just straps it onto the handlebars. She doesn't have special bikepacking stuff. Best thing to do is just do it DIY style, and then if you like it, you can upgrade and get a few more bespoke bits.
So I've got the Marin Pine Mountain here. You've actually ridden this bike before, haven't you? What's your experience been on this bike, and have you been on quite a few bikepacking trips with it?
Yeah, I rode this bike, probably it was a few years ago that I had this bike, and I actually swapped out the suspension fork. I put a rigid fork on there because I didn't feel that I needed quite so much cushioning. But this is a really capable, fun bike to ride, and also it looks very cool, which is very important when you go bikepacking.
In terms of just actually the planning of a trip, say for example myself is wanting to dip their toe in their first overnight bikepacking trip, what tips and advice would you have to someone like that?
Okay, sure. Well, if I was looking to do my first bikepacking trip, I would probably just book a campsite somewhere, because wild camping's very fun if you're into that sort of thing, but it adds an extra level of stress, I suppose. You've got to find the right place to camp and stay out of people's way. Some people like it, some people don't, so I would just book a campsite near a bike path. If you're in England, then somewhere like the New Forest might be a nice place to start. Or you could look on a website like bikepacking.com. They have a whole list of different overnight routes if you want to do something a little different. But yeah, I'll just keep the first one super simple, honestly. Make sure you know where you're going to stay, you know where you can buy some food, or even just, you know, go to the pub and have a meal and then sleep in a campsite nearby.
It's not all about just like sleeping rough. Like if you pass a pizza shop, you get pizza. If you like go to a pub, there's nothing, it's not frowned upon.
There are no rules with bikepacking, in my opinion.
Thank you very much, Juliet. If you do have any questions about anything we've talked about or any of the bikes that we've discussed today, please leave a comment below. Either myself, someone from the Marin team, or maybe even Juliet might pipe in from her channel and give you guys a bit of feedback. But thanks as always for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
See you later.
Bye.